Hey there, Dungeoneers, and welcome back. 2025. A whole new year. I'm a little older. I'm a little wiser. Definitely a little grey, though. Welcome back to The Calling. Welcome back to the Dungeon Den. If you're new here, new to this channel, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and prepare to be thrilled. Possibly. I cannot wait to continue this after a little time off and keep the Dungeon Den going, keep these D&D videos going, keep the content on D&D coming. I have a few more things that are about to tip up as well. But this is The Calling. Episode 10, Wet Kitty. So, there's just one thing I need you guys to do. That is sit back and relax. Because here we go.
Hilarious.
There you go.
You could have done that.
Damn it. You went from barbarian to to combining the two most complicated classes in the game.
Yeah, well, that's I like to make it complicated. This one, not.
To be fair, all I was doing to Gary was just giving him that many spells to choose from that he just picked one, and hopefully it did something. There's no other way to teach a guy that won't read anything.
Hey, just because I can't read.
It's a lie.
Well, it doesn't have proper flats.
A lookbook.
Yeah, look.
If you don't know what lookbooks are, then because come on.
So, the works of Tobias Ladnos, as chronicled by Egravar. We drew in the fairies and asked if they would lead us wherever they wanted. They seemed to do so we followed them. Unfortunately, Veer was not with us that morning, so we left a trail of arrows drawn in charcoal in the hope that he could follow on and find us. The fairies led us to an old oak tree. As we approached, Poppet became enchanted and turned on us. Eventually, 4 tree-like creatures which appeared and attacked us. Fortunately, we were able to beat them off and release Poppet from her control. We discovered a hidden archway hidden in the tree. A passageway that went down revealed a forest within a cave under the tree. And in the centre of that, another large tree. We found a skeleton hidden amongst some bushes, with a satchel full of interesting things, which we will investigate later, and a key on a chain. The key seemed to have some link to Poppet, but and Tobias thinks it may have been the symbol of a house at Baldur's Gate. We headed to the large central tree, which contained another arch. Within was another forest within forests, containing a large throne, giant in size in the centre. As we headed toward it and explored around it, a group of greenskins approached. Through magic provided by Tobias, I was able to communicate with them. They decided we were not a threat and said we could rest before leaving.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to take them on their offer and make camp a safe distance away. I'm happy to take first watch.
I do not mind.
Okay. You take first watch then. Wake me up in a bit. I shall get some sleep.
Okay. We'll kind of wave and pop it.
Just a little turn from that ball we had posed dropped. So you're taking first watch?
Yeah.
First watch, okay. Did you start up a fire? I can't remember if you had started up a fire for your own rations.
I think we had. I didn't make it, but I'm sure we would have done. Because we'd had a couple of hours of sort of sitting and chatting.
Mm-hmm.
We had a bit of a sit and chat beforehand, so I assume we'd lit a fire.
Are you keeping a fire going? Is the second question.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, if nothing else, it helps pop it in her lack of dark vision, doesn't it?
Okay.
Survival roll? Or
What for were you doing? Keeping the fire going? If you want, you can roll as much, but you can now you've said it.
yeah.
Hopefully you roll once.
Yes. That's 14.
You're all going to start doing a gym and start rolling dice. It's like, what's that for? Whatever I want.
Whatever I want.
Okay.
Don't know.
Let's do this. Let's go for it. What did you roll, sorry?
14.
In total. You're able to look around. There's plenty of sticks that you can use to keep the fire going. Are you passively or actively keeping an eye out? Within this tree of trees, this throne of trees, within the tree.
Passive. I think Tobin's going to be... I mean, we've not... They don't see us as a threat. So, because of that, we don't feel threatened.
You don't feel threatened.
I don't feel threatened. Tobin doesn't feel threatened.
Okay.
So, although we are still taking watch, because it's the right thing to do, he'll know it's past.
Okay. 16, 15.
50.
15. Through your watch, you're looking around, keeping an eye out. It's very still here. And other than the fire crackling and giving off a bit of light, not much is happening. Neither do you hear the movement from these other greenskins who are sharing this sleeping space with you, if you like, this part of the forest. Everything is still and everything is quiet. And the time passes. What do you want to do?
The time has passed.
The time has passed uneventfully, unless you were wanting to do anything as well. It's quite peaceful.
No.
Nope.
There are... No. I'm fine, I think. Happy to wake up Egovar, and there's a couple of bits you didn't have identified.
Not last night, no.
No. But there's a couple of bits that I wanted you to look at anyway that we found.
You can look at that, leave that till breakfast. I probably can't be identifying while on watch. That feels, it takes too much of my attention, I'm sure.
You can't.
It's something that I mentioned to you as in passing as you take over. And these are
In the morning. In the morning.
no time.
It's sleep. I'll wake someone in a few hours. You get some sleep.
Good night.
Okay. You get yourself down. Egravar, what are you doing? What are you doing this night?
I think I'm definitely more alert, more not quite so trusting perhaps of the greenskins, having been the one who communicated with them. Not sure I trust them entirely. So actually sitting up, watching out in the night.
Okay.
Yeah. Sort of, not really taking these up, trying to keep maybe getting up and wandering around occasionally, just sort of stop himself falling asleep.
Yeah, okay, give me the roll. Roll.
Yeah, definitely active perception. With a bit of guidance, because he will be asking you for help on that one, because he can. That's
Mr. Help.
a little bit, not much.
Okay.
That is 17 for perception.
Yeah. As you get up and move around the fire, what's your vision to?
60.
60. Looking around, there's no movement. You can't quite see the greenskins there. You know they're there. You can feel the presence of them. Nobody's walked past you, but they are well tucked up. No fires, no light. Well camouflaged. You sense no movement. Nothing is happening, and it's very still every time you get up and have a walk around. And for the first time in a while, quite calming, especially from the night previous. Full of shadows in the night trying to come and get you. This is a little different. This is more peaceful. The night goes uneventfully.
Who to wake? I guess probably wake Pop. Poppet's now had enough sleep. I get to be more active to take a final watch. Perhaps then, yes, just wake her up and settle down for a few more hours.
How do you wake Poppet? What do you? What's that? She's in this pose.
Well, knowing that she's sort of conscious in there,
yeah.
I'll just walk up to her calm. Poppet, it's your turn for a watch. Are you going to take a more? Are you going to have a slightly more active look around while I get a bit more sleep? Is that okay?
Sit up bolt straight. Yes, I can do that.
Thank you. It won't last the whole way through, but hopefully there will start to be some more light in the suit. Did it actually get dark in the cave? Did it ever really get dark?
It's not pitch black.
I'll pass her a rock, and as I do, I'll cast light on it to give her an hour of light before, as well as the fire. So as she's walking around, she's got a bit less sitting in the dark.
Okay.
And then I'll curl up and try to get a few more hours to get.
Right. Oh. There's me laughing at everyone else. I've got all my miniatures still in my dice. Alright, yeah. Morning has come and you are abruptly woken by Poppet.
Me.
All of you. As she manoeuvres her way around and shunting the floor a little bit. Not badly, just abruptly.
Huh?
Wakey time.
This? Okay. Any reason to be woken up rather than letting us wake?
It's time to get up.
Okay.
The greenskins left, I don't know, half an hour ago. So, I did let you sleep in a little bit.
Did they just ignore us and walk away? Did they try and say anything as they left?
They did not. They were looking as they walked past, but looking away, just forward.
Okay. Clearly they genuinely weren't interested in us. But perhaps it is too late to see if they've been gone half an hour, there's no way of knowing where they went. I suggest we take our breakfast and head out and see where we want to go. Would you like me to? I think having slept on it, I have some ideas about how I might be able to look at those artifacts that we acquired yesterday. Do you want me to have a look at them before we set off? It'll take me a little while, but we seem in no tearing hurry unless Tobias has a desperate need to rush out.
As you mention his name, you feel his hand from behind on your shoulder and lean in. I would be very interested as to see what you have obtained.
Okay. Then I will maybe
Tobias and I will start on breakfast.
So if you could pass me the bag that they were all in, they're in the bag, what we assume is a bag of holding. I will tip them out, lay it out in front of me, and sort of, systematically sit there, and then so he'll then use the bracelet, and it'll pop up the instructions that he's been working on. That sort of start waving his. Requires a pearl, so he gets pearl out of his bag of components and starts waving it around and sort of drawing shapes and sigils in the air with this pearl. And every now and again, if anyone's glancing, there'll be a sort of, it'll leave a line in the air behind it. And then
nice.
Sigils that mean nothing to. Well, Tobias will probably recognise them, but not the rest of you, I imagine, would.
Just look really cool.
Yeah, but not all. Just some of them are visible. Some of them are maybe beyond the visible spectrum or whatever. So you don't quite know what he's doing, but he's doing something. So we had things that were to identify. So check your notes.
Yeah, I've got to get my notes. Yes.
So we had a bag.
You do
bag
have
itself. Is it a bag of holding? Or is it not a bag of holding? I guess.
I don't know. You've got what are you wanting?
So the satchel that was on the skeleton itself.
Yes.
That contained more than it physically should. Yeah. Start with that, so he knows what it is.
That it is a bag of holding.
We would not know if it wasn't. The person who knows about such things is in a different campaign. There's the leather tome I'd started reading the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a magic item in itself, or is it just a?
It's magical. It's a tome of understanding, basically.
Tome of understanding. Right, sorry. Tome of understanding. What does it boost? Is that a wisdom boosting thing?
You'll find out. You've got to read it.
Okay.
So, there you go. I mean, I'll tell you all the stuff because of your spell, but you can actually read it.
Yeah.
See what you.
No, but the question is if it's one of these ones that I know that some of the tomes can only be read once every 1,000 years. So
most.
So it might be that it doesn't want to be me reading it. Is the question? Is it if it boosts? Say wisdom, it might
charisma, please.
No, you need to boost your wisdom because that's what
on that fact, it is a wisdom.
Yeah, so it might actually be worth you reading it because it'll boost your wisdom score, which will improve a lot of things for you.
But there you have it. It is a tome of understanding.
Yes, that improves wisdom. If someone puts many hours into reading it.
Yeah, you can just not tome of understanding.
There was the leather girdle.
Mm-hmm. Now this has magical properties. Understanding this item, Agrivar, it would appear that it gives abilities towards somebody's constitution.
Is it an achievement item?
It is not an achievement item. But looking away and drawing your sigils and trying to unlock the nature of this, your sigils tracing here, they glow and stay and glow brighter and brighter and brighter, then pop out, leading you to believe that there is probably more locked power within inside this.
So it's something that might. Okay. So something that improves con. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else did we find? There was some leather tassels.
Mm-hmm. On inspecting these, it doesn't take you long to realise that they are part of the girdle, attached to the girdle.
Okay.
Like girdle flares, possibly, which themselves will also give an ability score improvement to Dex.
Right.
So it's almost like armor from something.
Yeah.
Some-
And they work together. They're a thing that works together, effectively. Okay, then we had there were some ingots, some jewels, some gold, some amethysts, some hero coins. Is the key magical, or is it non? Is it just a key, or the key pendant?
The pendant is just a pendant.
Is it okay? Pendant is non-magical. And I think the only other what else we acquired in the previous few.
This time, as you tip the bag, something else that you hadn't quite noticed comes falling out.
Mm-hmm.
The end. And it is crystal in shape with points, a cylinder, square-edged, coming into 2 points at either end. It looks translucent. Do you pick it up to identify it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's fallen out of the bag. This is different. Yeah. This, sure, it hadn't come out. Maybe it was stuck. Maybe it was emeralds. As you pick it up, it changes from this translucent crystal, cold stone, and the glyph flares up. As you start to, I take it.
Then start identifying it.
As you're starting to identify one of these sigils, it does have a power. You believe this has the ability to change action, as in an order of sorts. You feel like you're able to move slightly forward, slightly backwards, like blink almost. And what this actually does, this is known as a blink stone. It requires an action, but in initiative, it can move you forward or back.
Oh, so you can change
adjust your position. Forward one or back one. At any time. It takes an action.
Interesting. Yeah. Quite thought on how one could, what use that would be, but certainly an interesting artifact.
You feel that you are in prime position to do something,
but it's costing you action to do it. So you're sacrificing a turn. You also sacrifice one turn to get a preferential turn next time or something. There'll be a very niche situation, but it could come in handy. The only other thing I think that we found that was definitely worth. We found various things. There's the blue powder. Mm-hmm. Does that identify as a magical item?
Oh yeah, as you are going over No, that's fine. As you're going over the blue powder, the ability unknown, but the magical property is high.
Yeah.
These glyphs, as they're going, are staying up for everybody to see for minutes as you were trying to investigate.
But it's not clear what the properties are. It's just that it's...
No.
Okay. Were any of the things we acquired from the greenskins... I'll be able to tell us part of this whether they're magical or not. There was a bone, the chain of pixie bones, the longsword, flail.
You kept the bracelets.
And then, I've got 3 bracelets that I definitely want to identify. Mm-hmm. I'm working backwards. I haven't got those yet.
No, you carry on.
So were any of those magical artifacts, were they all mundane?
So the fairy chain gives you the knowledge that magic has existed in the bodies of these pixies, but has been used up, one would say. diminished. And the braces,
Well, the sort of bracelet
Mhm.
things that don't fit me.
don't fit you. They ping all types of magic differently. You gain a read on all types of the magic, but pinpointing nothing accurately, other than they have immense power and use and utility. If only one would learn how to unlock it properly. It's not the same as everything else being able to identify it, other than they are utility, they are used. You can imagine bolstering at the best.
Mhm.
Definitely able to be used as a focus if you so wished. You're getting very easy things coming off. But as to what they are is something that you do not know, that is unknown.
Hmm.
So it's not like braces of defense. It's not.
No.
understanding
They
its
were,
rights.
there's something that needs a lot more study.
Yes. You're hoping that there's a possible chance of, if you learn answers or more history around this, that
Okay.
there's a way of unlocking an understanding.
So the orc weapons that we picked up along the way are they mundane?
Well, they are mundane.
They're not.
I mean,
They're not magical, as it were.
They're
just,
not
magical. There's a long. We've got an extra longsword, an extra flail, and the three flaming flaming weapons also become not magical, haven't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that is now as having spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 an hour and a half. I've been sat. He's been sat there just going.
Tobias has just been watching with interest.
And also I've been explaining to him as we've gone. I guess as our employer, you get. Is there anything you are wanting for yourself?
Well, and he pulls his arms up, and he has the braces that he had asked for earlier. He says, I have my own ways of focus and promoting energies, although they do look intriguing as he talks about the bracelets. Not yet. You keep hold of everything that you have.
Tobin will be bringing over probably burnt food by now, an hour and a half later.
Well, you could have brought it like an hour ago.
Well, But sees you talking about the bracelets and mentions they look very similar to I forget her name.
She didn't have a name.
She didn't have a name.
Yes, I think you're right. I think she said she took a long time to unlock the power of hers. Perhaps we must. I will. Yes, I will spend some time studying these and seeing if I can unlock anything further from them.
I wonder if it was these that helped her conjure illusions.
Well, that's what she said. But she hopefully it will not take the years that it took her. But I think I would like to think I'm starting from a position of greater knowledge than she is. She was not a magic user without it. I have some magic ability. Perhaps I can. Whenever we rest, I will continue to study it. Now, of the things we have found, in all honesty, you would benefit the most from the Tome of Understanding.
But I can't have everything.
No, so
let Poppet
give the Poppet and Tassens, the girl and Tassens to Poppet. Shall I keep hold of the blink stone on the grounds that with my healing magics, it might be more useful for me to be able to jump around in the order? Does that make the most sense?
And I think being the magic user as well, you want the bracelets.
Well, there's 3 of them, so we can have one each.
Oh, right,
but
okay.
I can work out how to unlock it and then share the knowledge once and try and teach you all. But yeah, I'll hold on to those and then I'll keep on the bracelets and spend some time studying those.
Mm-hmm. So I did say that I'm just making sure now as I'm checking through my notes that the blue powder is magical components.
Yes, but not clear what it's a component of.
No. For magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
for you're missing a little piece of it.
Yeah, but I don't know what spell it attached to effectively, because it could be a sort of because in the Wild Mount they have the residuum that can be substituted for other components. It may do something like that. I don't know. Not knowing what it is, I don't yet know what it can do. But and then there's the fairy chain. What I might just do, if you can spare me a couple of minutes to experiment, we've got some bags of fairy dust. I'm going to sort of sprinkle one bag of fairy dust onto the fairy chain to see if it interacts with it and recharges it, because it has been spent. It'd be curious to see whether we can recharge it in some way. So yeah, I've got a few bags of fairy dust. I lost track of that.
So the fairy chain is dead fairies stitched together, and you're wanting to use their dust to see if it revives them.
Well, yeah, you describe
just to see what's happening.
Yeah, to see if it does anything. Yeah. We've got the materials to experiment.
I'm just checking I'm hearing you properly.
Yeah, sprinkle some fairy dust over the...
I like it.
Yeah. Take one bag of fairy dust off.
Full dust.
Well, there's no way to quantify it.
Kind of looking at everybody and just pouring a bit more onto each.
Yeah, just sort of sprinkle it around.
Okay. Yeah, you sprinkle this dust into the bodies of the fairies. They've been stitched, chained together. Nothing seems to happen, Agrabah. There's no movement. Nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Curious experiment. Right. Does anyone have anything else they...
Could you... roll me an intelligence. Just an intelligence. Straight intelligence.
That's a natural 2, so 6.
Go on.
Yeah.
Such a shame. Always get disappointed when you're like, oh, could you roll me a history check? Yeah, someone.
You forget. You forget where your thoughts were taken.
Yeah, you. So,
yeah, us. Yeah, you carry on. I'm just going to do a bit of admin while we're talking.
Where do you think travels will take us today?
Do not know. Though north is still the way, or what we are saying is north, should still be the way in which we go. Otherwise, what's the point?
Well,
more magic appears to be further north. More excitement has come. The shadow bats. Not quite sure if they will come again, or how big a threat they are.
we'll just have to stay on guard, I believe.
Light appears to be our ally. Our one tribe, it would seem, have tried killing us of these greenskins, and another, well, saw us as nothing. No threat.
With the size of their group, though, I am rather glad they did not see us as a threat.
Yes.
We may have had a lot to do with it.
It would have been a lot of bodies to bury. Though I am wondering where the fairies will take us. I think every time they tip up, we should follow. They brought us here.
always seem to lose my way in fairies up here.
Ah,
Poppet needs to give me a gentle nudge back to reality. Emphasis on the gentle Poppet.
I recall every time you have been charmed by the fairies, you have not committed any bad behavior or conduct.
No,
You've
this
been
was
beaten out of your state.
prior, but I did make an attempt on Poppet prior to crossing over the portal. I think she's wary now when in my void state. Not to let it last. Like I say, emphasis on the gentle Poppet, please.
She'll just look at you. Okay. Kind of smile with them dead eyes.
Why don't I believe her?
I don't think she does gentle. I guess the question is, will we find our way back to the path? Or the path that we had already lost in the rocks? We diverted from it to come to these. The fairies led us away from it. When we leave this tree, which way do we just head north? Do we try to retrace our steps?
I think we should follow them, like we did to here.
The fairies.
Look at the rewards.
That is true. The question is, did they lead us specifically here in order to?
Or was it a trap for those tree assassins, whatever they were?
That is the question. Are they working together, or were we brought by the fairies to remove the assassins?
I fear we will not know until we can communicate.
Shall we head back? Well, they seem to understand us, even if they cannot communicate. Shall we see if they are outside?
Yeah.
Oh, are we ready to go then?
Yes, unless Tobin wants to sit here for 48 hours and read his new book.
Toby might, but I will not. And he'll get up and stamp on the fire a little bit, just put out the rest of the embers. Get his stuff together.
You look after it.
Yeah, I've got it.
I will take that to read.
No, it's not. It's a fairly large tome. You don't really want to be carrying it around in your. Yeah, that's fine. I think I've got everything. I think so. I'm in it all up to date. Everything's filled in. I think
That's okay.
I've put placeholders in for the.
All right, for the other stuff. Right,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Right.
No worries.
I've
We
labelled
can
them.
get to that.
Yeah, I've labelled them as something obvious and then can delete it later.
Cool.
Yeah, back out through both trees then, I guess.
Mhm.
Which way was it?
By this time, there is a light weirdly reflecting in a thin line. Say a thin line, 5 foot, coming right to the front of the throne from the archway.
Follow the light.
Let's go.
Which then leads you into the other room where the light is slightly wider as you gain closer back to the surface. You just continue to follow, there's no...
Yeah, I think
You are leaving. Reams,
Yeah.
we are leaving. Right, okay.
Yeah, I think Tobias seems to
We did have a good look.
Yeah, he's had, we investigated thoroughly before the orcs arrived.
Mhm.
Don't think there's anything more to be found here. Yeah.
So you make your way out of the arch. It's cold. It's a lot colder back in the forest than it was in the safety, so it seems, of the old oaks. but it is quiet. Anybody who'd like to do so, roll me a perception roll.
I would, because I'd also like to look up which way the orcs went. My perception, rubbish 10.
8.
Poppy didn't do very well either. Oh. What were you wanting to do?
Just to look to see which way the orcs went.
Alright, roll me a survival check.
Any trail. 17.
Oh, 17's amazing. Only just have you found the slightest tracks in this forest. It appears that they have turned around and gone the way in which you were walking.
Okay.
North.
Mm-hmm.
Or north-northeast, if you understand that. If you know how to.
Yeah.
Slightly off north.
Mm.
No sign of fairies at the moment.
No. You see the rocks, you see the canopy, the trees. It's cold. It's quite cold. With those perception scores, I'm surprised you can see each other, even though there's no fog. But, seems like it's a slow start, but you do know, Tobin, that these orcs have headed in the north-northeast direction, or what you are calling north.
Fairies don't seem to be around. However, you can just make out the tracks for the orcs direction, which appears to be the way that we were heading previously. We could carry on with our trail, or we could look for the fairies. What do you think?
I guess the benefit of following the orcs would be that anything dangerous along the path would hopefully have been cleared by them.
My thoughts, exactly.
But equally, the trade-off is that we have already seen evidence that the orcs attack or harvest or use the fairies to create these charms. Perhaps there will be no sign of fairies behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we want to follow orcs or fairies?
Well,
Do we head?
we don't know where the fairies are.
That is true. The orcs are going in roughly the right direction. Do we follow them for now and see if we can find where they were going? That seems.
I think so far, from what I've seen, the fairies will make themselves known to us if they want to.
That is true. Okay. Let us follow the orcs for now then, I guess. Yeah. Keep our eyes open. See what we say.
Are you good with this, Tobias?
Yes, I am.
Who wants to lead the way? You seem to have found the tracks. Shall we follow you? We will watch carefully to see that you do not drift.
Are we leaving any direction for someone who would possibly be following?
Ah, yes, of course, yes. Yeah, I will. I will grab a fallen twig from the ground. Use prestidigitation to light it, then blow it out to create a crude charcoal pen that I can draw another arrow. Continue to leave a trail of arrows as we go along that we have been doing for beer.
Okay.
Just to give them some indication of which way we have gone.
A chance.
Yes.
Would this not be easier? They have to go with a claw in a tree.
It might be if you do a performance.
Oh, okay, come on. Oh, that was a 19 as well.
Oh, okay.
Plus, performance -1, so 18. Can't stand charisma.
It's still like a mark of Zorro, but like it can be seen. It can be seen, and it was a very cool.
We'll save you with all magic.
That's fine. If you don't mind blunting your claws on trees, I will reserve this in case we are in an area without trees.
Yes, you do that. I don't think these will get blunt. Take good care.
Pulls out them recorders.
Just looking at instead of a scratch map. Trees. Keep your claws sharp. Enemies sharp.
Yeah.
Let's keep you.
Onwards.
Onwards you
Northeast.
go, northeast. So who's leading them? Tobin?
That'd be me.
Tobin, previously, as you were travelling, every few miles or so, you were using your boots to fly up, to break the canopy, and try and find any marks to make sure that you were heading north.
That's right.
What were you going to do again? Do you want to do another 10 mile? Go within 10 miles, throw up a few checks, and we'll go from there?
Yeah. Well, that sounds about fair, I think.
Okay, give me a couple of survival rolls.
Couples.
Yeah, give me a couple of survival rolls.
One's a 8, and the other one's a 19.
Perfect. So after a few miles, you go up, you break the canopy, you look around you. You get a good mark, you get a good fixed point, come back down. And over the next 10 miles into this forest, you've seen no sight of pixies, no sight of greenskins. But could you give me a survival roll to see if you can still see the tracks of the greenskins?
7. 8, sorry, if I can count. This is plus 3.
For the last 2 miles, the tracks have become less and less until now
Nothing.
you see no more tracks. You've ventured your party. You've been moving pretty quickly, covering this landscape. But to this point, the orcs seem to have just vanished. And the fairies, they've not been round either. Just rock and trees and cold.
I think we may have lost sight of the greenskins. That they knew they were following us. We were following them. Hit their tracks better. Oh, I've just lost my touch.
This is unfortunate, but we are where we are. Let us. How long have we been going total? 10 miles.
10 miles.
Not that long at all. Do we just try to keep heading north? Or do you want to stop and try and... We could lure see if... Previously we have had success drawing the fairies, pixies out with sweet treats.
That did work last.
It is certainly worth a try if we have lost our way. You're prepared to sit and wait for a few moments while we see, and we'll have to sit still and quiet.
Have we lost our way? We have lost.
We have lost the route we were following. But
But they may not have been of any benefit to us.
That's true.
We are really traveling blind.
So
North is
so-
the only direction we seem to know to travel.
that is true. We have, however, also most definitely left the path, which we were advised not to do.
Yes, but the path
Left us.
left us. It stopped. Or appears to have stopped.
So I guess if we head north, we may find signs of it again. The only hope we have, well, as you say, we call the fairies and hope that they lead us to something of interest.
I feel with no general destination in mind, we just continue traveling north and see what comes to us, whether it be the path, or whether it be the fairies, or whatever is revealed to us will be revealed.
Okay. I will happily take your lead. If Tobias is happy with continuing north for now until we see the fairies trying to draw us elsewhere. Perhaps there's nothing nearby that they think we should see.
I believe you could be right, Agrivar, although we are not certain. North is as good as direction as any.
Almost. Was there anything specific I saw going up in the canopy there?
You've been creating landmarks. If you'd like to do a perception of the last time you went up, or now, if you want to fly up into the canopy and see if you can
look before we set off again.
Yeah,
That was so it's perception, wasn't it? So that's 19.
please. 19. This little powder puff underneath the dirt and debris leaves your feet as you slowly rise up into the air and break the canopy. You turn around from looking down at everybody, try and pinpoint the last place that you can see as your reference. And it's a tree that is just slightly taller than the others, the canopy, so you've got it locked. As you're looking around, spinning, can't seem to see much at all. It is just more trees. There's the odd rock that's possibly going to be poking up between. But as you come down, there's a glint. Just catches your eye. As you boost up again, have a look. You can just see something glinting between the canopies, between a gap in the distance. 20 miles away, 10 miles away, 50 miles. There is something glinting. There is something there.
But that's in the general direction of that taller tree anyway. So that's kind of where we were going.
It's kind of where you were going. If you were to guess, you're moving left a little bit, you're probably going north, west.
Okay. We'll adjust and we'll head towards said glint. It's the only point of reference that I've got. There is something I do not know. There's nothing I can really see above the canopy, but maybe one tree slightly taller than the rest. Something glistening, but it could just be nothing. It could be something here in a tree. It could be something going towards. We'll know unless we look.
Yes,
It's in the general direction we were heading, so
it's the thing to aim for, at least.
it's the only thing to see.
Well, you're the only one at the moment who can see up there, so we will follow your lead.
You're more than welcome to climb.
Climbing is not really my thing. I've been working on something.
Okay.
Maybe later. I need some time to set it up.
You want to fly like me.
I can fly like you, but not for long.
That does look very powerful when you do it.
It feels... Yes, it feels like I'm closer to Mistra when I do it.
It is impressive, nonetheless.
To
But then,
harness power is very impressive.
Mistra has given me her blessings. What more could I must take them and use them. That is her way. She merely points us forwards.
Well, I am pointing us this way, so...
And let us go that way. Keep you in the front again.
Yeah, why not?
Yep. All right. Okay. Give me a couple of survival rolls.
Look up. There we go. That one is a 10, and that one is a 15.
Excellent. Could you both roll me a d4?
Yeah. 4.
Oof.
1.
Ooh.
Good, depending on what the outcome is.
One of us is good, one of us is bad. Could be either.
Nothing. You needed a 2 or a 3.
Ah, damn it.
Over the next few miles, you're going up and you're checking your reference spots from where you were. You come back down. After a couple more miles, everything's still. You can hear some sounds of the forest. You can hear life moving. You can hear birds. It is quiet. It is cold. And as you go up, you've covered 8 to 10 miles again, roughly. But as you go up for your next check, Tobin, breaching the canopy, you feel the air sucking in and it becoming really icy cold. And you hear rumbling from above you. And from all sides, darkness, clouds, grey clouds, dark clouds seem to come in, roaring and rumbling. And then you see a flash of light. Could you please roll me a Constitution saving throw?
You know it's a crit. Just when you need a con save throw, when there's lightning flashing and cold and darkness coming in. Yes, okay, roll a 1.
You are hit by a flash of lightning.
All I can see is those Warner Brothers cartoons where the cat is now charcoal for just a split second, and then falls to the ground.
And for the next 10 minutes, your hair's just all sticking out of it.
Exactly, yeah, sing.
Statically charged.
You take 6 points of lightning damage and you are blinded for the time being. You drop about 20 foot before gathering yourself Egravar and Poppet and Tobias. We all see this flash come in and Tobin drop a bit with his hair slightly stuck out and puffed a bit more, covering his eyes. And the rain starts to pour down. It's not coming down like solid sheets of rain because of the canopy. It's coming in parts of like buckets being poured, coming off, hitting big. And this place underneath your feet is turning into a swamp fest.
Are you okay up there, Tobin? Come down out of the trees, land. I think being in the air is probably not a good plan right now.
And if I'd known there was a thunderstorm on the horizon, then I may have thought twice about it. But I can't. You're going to have to leave me.
Marco!
I can hear you.
Down, left.
Warmer! Whoa.
No, not that left. The other left. My left. 3.
I'm just not going to get you to roll survival from this.
I
think the reality is you probably go towards the voices, but
hang on, just took a duck. When he gets near enough, we'll
grab hold. Even Tobias will be assisting, which is very rare.
We should probably find somewhere to take cover until this blows over. We can't really progress in this weather. Is there any rocky outcrops or anything that just trees?
You can't, but you can roll a perception roll. In fact, roll one for Poppet.
Sorry, Poppet.
Mr. Help me, please.
Mr. Please, the brain is coming
Hey.
down.
21.
Mr. likes you.
That was a 4 from Mr.
It's a 16 for Poppet in total.
Okay. Oh, it's not so bad. Agrivar, as you're looking around, it is odd. You've never been in rain like this. You can hear it above. It's thundering along with the clouds, and lightning keeps blinding the sky. You're unable to look up. But even without lightning, to look up on buckets, it's like buckets being poured every foot. Just massive amount of water coming down. You can't see anything. You hear a voice. So you cast your guidance and look out. You're drawn in a certain direction.
I feel that is the way to go. Something is telling me.
You're going to have to guide me. Because
That's fine.
pointing in that direction.
Put your hand on my shoulder. Follow me. I'm gonna.
I think we should all attach ourselves to each other.
I will also cast light. Just to help us see a bit more in the dimming light. So
Okay.
follow my light. You hold my hand.
The light.
Tobias, that's my tail.
Get out of my way. Soppy fur.
Question: does wet cat smell like wet dog?
No, but I nearly said something.
Singed cat.
Oh, singed cat. Yeah. They talk. At least it's watching the sin that you're getting rinsed off as we go. Yeah, so I'll head in the direction that felt right.
So,
What has happened? What did we do?
well, no, it's what I can think of. I just need to get over it.
Oh dear.
Right, I've got all that shit.
Are you thinking synonyms for cat?
Ah. Yeah, wet. Yeah. It's just come down. I can't get it out of my head. I feel like it's just come out. I've got to just get over it.
I think you can say it and you can edit it, so it's fine.
But I feel strong for wet. It's a magical effort. Anyway, forward you go through the Egrivar, you cast light. The problem is the rain is coming down that heavy. You are all kind of, it does help. You're all kind of looking down and covering your head. As you get hit by this water, it's moving you, it's hurting. It's not enough to cause damage yet. It doesn't take you too long. No more than 50 yards. There's a rock with an outcrop of edges that you can just about get under the sides and take some form of cover. The water is coming off it like a fountain.
That might be the best we're going to get for the moment. Let us find enough to squeeze under at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you all get nicely and tucked under. The ground is soaking wet, and you're a couple of inches into it. You are into it. It doesn't feel like you're going to get stuck yet, but the water is coming and it is just pooling across the whole ground and moving. It seems to be running south, or what you would see as south. Very slowly, the water. It's not a torrent, it's not like a rapid or where it's all, but it is pooling around in any movement that you can see.
A lot of rain. Maybe we should make a move rather than staying still. I would hate
Well, let us
flooded area.
let us give it a few moments and see how the water is looking. While we wait, I'll use prestidigitation just to. I can do three at a time, so I'm just going to warm everyone up for, warm their torsos up. I can do 3 cubic feet at any given time, just to slowly warm everyone up a little bit. Have a minute of warm.
And it is
We'll
cold.
work around, just help us dry out a bit.
Yeah, it is very cold. You're getting very wet, Egravar. You can use it. It just happens with prestidigitation, but you are just about keeping the chill because it is cold. It's getting really, really cold. It's dropped 15 degrees.
Wow. Okay.
But the water is not helping. The water, as it is settling on the ground, it's cold as it's hitting and coming off in the ground. It's making the ground cold. So all your efforts that are working, it is happening. You've got a bit of a sweat on.
Yeah. Continuously doing it again and again and again.
If you are, so yeah, absolutely. But you are. Even Tobias is in huddled. Pop it. Not so much. He's under and bent in and at one side, but it's not the same.
So in which case it's not so bad because I can effectively heat all 3 of us and just leave it on rather than to keep recasting it all the time. So I can have 3 going at once. So that's not. If Poppet's not so worried about the heat, you can.
Not so rude.
So how long do we give it? Do you think we hold off? Try and hold up here? Do we make a break? See if we can get somewhere better.
Well, I would say as the water levels don't rise significantly, we may be okay until the storm passes. But
If it came in this quickly,
we need to move. I would suggest. We don't want to be caught out in floods.
Is the water level rising, or is it still just running past us?
It's right. It's pooling. It's no more than an inch, but I mean it's an inch in a few moments.
Let's give it time.
Give it 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. See if the water level starts to rise beyond an inch or two. Then yes, I agree. We should maybe head for try and find higher ground and more shelter. But at the moment, we can't see any better shelter. We all have to hope that as it blew in quickly, it will blow out just as quickly. Tobias, are you happy to? Would you rather stay out of the rain, or would you want to run?
It's a hard choice, but anything. We can stay here for longer, or we can move. I really don't care. As long as we choose something, go ahead with it.
Let's stay.
I think we don't get any wetter than. If we get any wetter than we are already, we will all catch our deaths.
It is cold as well. Hopefully you can keep the heat going for you if we were cold and wet. Let's try and keep dry with your spells.
I hope that we can
give it maybe an hour.
Unless it rises. If we see a sudden change, if we see the water level start to change rapidly, at the very least we could climb onto the rock above us. we would get wet, but we wouldn't get washed away. But then high ground risks lightning strikes, which
Yes.
I hear hurts.
Yes. Well, more importantly, how bad does it look?
Well, the worst is washed away now that you've at least know, but you're definitely
There's just
Sure.
parts of his hair where it looks like somebody's hit him with the clippers wrong, just like bits are burnt out and fizzled instantly.
definitely not as neat and tidy as you were before. Perhaps Poppet could give you a trim later when the rain has blood.
I'd rather not. And I'll just put my hand underneath the water and just move the hair to one side like a comb over. So.
Doesn't work properly, but the effort's there. The effort is there.
And then, just sit and wait it out, I suppose.
So how long are you wanting to wait for?
Storm, really? An hour?
Yeah, unless anything, if we don't see reason, if nothing changes, obviously we're looking for increases in water, or if the rain starts to ease. If it starts to ease, then we might make a break for it in a gap between showers.
I think you'll
We'll
find
give it an hour.
in an hour, you'll have an understanding of whether that's set for the day, the rain.
Yeah.
Or it may ease. Normally.
So we wait. Yes?
We will probably do a meal break anyway. We perhaps could eat some of our rations while we.
Tobias has a hood as well. He's kind of looking up, like, if you stay so late,
We may as well use the time. I know it won't be appetising, but better than wasting time later.
you help yourself. So the plan is to wait,
Yeah, try and wait it out.
keeping an eye out for flooding, and rapids to make a decision, if so. Alrighty. We'll hold it there for a moment. We'll have a quick break. And then we'll come back to it. And I'll keep this roll here because I like it.